1-800 call Ken.
You can see a lot of lightning here. Cars are out there actually hydroplaning. I get in a dangerous situation.
Mom home?
She's on her way, bud.
Hey, hon. It's nasty out there.
Yeah, glad you're home.
Stay safe.
I will. Tell them to save me some.
When others head in, we head out. Dominion Energy.
Our first alert commitment to you is the power of 5 meteorologists. All the tools, the latest technology, and the first team of 5 meteorologists. News 12, NBC 26 First Alert Weather on your side. You're watching News 12 live at 5. Continues.
Growing concern tonight over the safety of people walking or biking in Richmond County. This after several hit-and-run deaths. Since just August, seven pedestrians have been killed.
And 4 of those happening just within a week of one another. This evening, families and loved ones are mourning the lives lost and looking for answers.
Our Sydney Hood is live on Lumpkin Road for us tonight. And Sydney, is there a particular spot we're seeing these deaths happen?
There's not a particular spot, but something to note here is a lot of these hits are taking place on busy roadways. Now, GDOT says that if a car hits you going just 40, you are 9 times out of 10 likely to not make it. And for reference out here, the speed limit is 45. This is Lumpkin Road. This is also the same road Joni Mitchell was riding her bike last Saturday with her 14-year-old son when a car hit her and kept on going. And that split second right there, that was all it took to break her entire family and her friends. But they want to make sure that her name never dies.
Not Joni. She didn't deserve this. And her babies did not deserve this. Every night I post her picture. And there is not a day that will go by I won't post a picture of her. I will let her memory live forever.
The sheriff's office says that they were able to make arrests in some of these most recent hit-and-run cases thanks to SWAT cameras. And coming up all new tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock, how these tiny cameras displayed across the county are becoming a game changer in solving these cases.
Thank you, Sydney. These cases a lot of times are difficult for law enforcement to solve, so cameras being extra eyes on the roads can definitely help.
Yeah, talking with the sheriff's office, they say hit and runs are actually one of the hardest crimes to solve if they don't have a bystander or any video. So SWAT cameras, like Sydney said, coming in handy here. Thanks for keeping us updated with that.
Closed budget. 2 of our Columbia County softball teams have the chance to punch their tickets to their respective state Elite Eights tonight.
News 12 Sports Director Dan Booth is live at Greenbrier High School. Dan, how are we looking and how are the Lady Pack doing?
Meredith and Will, after winning both of their games on Monday, the Wolfpack came into Tuesday 1 win away from doing what they couldn't last year, which is make it to Columbus for a chance to compete for a state championship. Now, earlier on today, the Wolfpack fell to Northgate 6-5 in a nail-biter, and because this is a double elimination tournament, we're going to run this back one more time in just a few minutes. So, because this is Greenbrier's loss, they're going to play again, as I just mentioned. Now, we're going to find out in this one winner-take-all game which one of these talented teams is taking their talents to Columbus. The Wolfpack did strike first in this one, putting a couple of runs up on the board in the third, but Northgate answered with 5 runs in the fourth to take the momentum, and they cruised the rest of the way a little bit. There was some resistance from Greenbrier later on in this game. In their last at-bat, Greenbrier was down by 1, and they had runners on second and third, but they just couldn't get the runs that they needed to cross the plate. Now, the second game between these two teams is going to start at around 5:50, and we're going to have continuing updates throughout the night on that. But before then, let's send it over to Savannah, where our Alyssa Lyons has been covering Harlem. Alyssa, how is the celebration going on over there with the Lady Bulldogs?
Dan, it was so funny. A couple hours ago, you texted me. You said the softball gods are testing us today. Well, the softball gods were testing Harlem, and they passed 14-8, punching their ticket to the Elite Eight once again, 9th time since 2010. Take a look at this video. Here it is. This sealed the Bulldogs' trip to Columbus. They put an end to number 1 seed Savannah Christian in 7 innings. It was a bumpy ride to the finish, though. Harlem had distance on the Raiders, sitting up 8-2 before Savannah Christian put on 5 in the 4th and 1 more in the 5th to tie it up. Claire Clemens just couldn't find magic at the plate, but the Genie came in just in time. An overthrow at first brought in 2 runs to make it 10-8. The Bulldogs went on to add on 4 more, and while the defense had 3 costly errors, Harley Hoffman made up for it big on offense. 3 triples, a single, and a walk helped lead them to victory.
I knew my seniors wanted to make it to Columbus, and I don't know how to put it into words, but I just knew I had to step up and help them a lot. I had the illegal pitch, and I had to not think about it, because if I did, it'd mess me up, and I knew my defense had my back, so I had to stay strong and pull it together, get the out, and then go back out there and hit, and that's what we did.
Clara Clemens had 10 strikeouts this evening, and on top of that, they got him out of those costly innings where in the 5th there, she entirely changed her demeanor and was able to get the Harlem Bulldogs back on track to win it all. Now, they actually said that they were going to go celebrate by eating some Mexican. I actually got invited this time, but the one thing that was cracking me up, guys, was that picture that I showed you just a little bit earlier. They all had on these Burger King crowns that, you walk out of, after you go eat. I used to get them all the time when I was little. I said, did you ever think that you'd be celebrating your trip to Columbus with one of those crowns? And she said, no, not at all. It was just right next to the hotel.
And just a really cool experience there. I like what she said. She said, I did it for the seniors. I wanted to get them back to Columbus to be able to do that. And they were able to do that, and hopefully they can finish that out. But just a great experience for them there.
That just really shows you, the team effort there. Not, I wanted to get there. I wanted to get there for the seniors. I wanted to make sure that it was memorable for them. So great for them as they continue on, and
hopefully, and hopefully the Lady Pack can come up big in their second game, because they're in a double elimination, like Dan said. So hopefully they can win their game, get to that Elite Eight, just like Harlem did. Thanks for that, Alyssa.
Yep. Happening now, a special election underway in Aiken County. This is to determine the next council member for District 8. Republican James Hankinson will be up against Democrat PK Hightower. Voting is open until 7 o'clock this evening, so you've got about an hour and a half left to cast your vote. We'll have the results of the election, of course, coming up tonight on News 12 at 11.
Well, it's almost that time of year again where you see volunteers with the Salvation Army ringing their bells for the Red Kettle fundraiser. Now, registration is open now to volunteer with the Salvation Army of Augusta. And since they don't carry change around like we don't carry change around like we used to, the Salvation Army will also have QR codes to scan and donate, as well as apply pay options. But the Salvation Army says, don't worry, the bell ringers aren't going obsolete.
Volunteers typically make more money, bring in more money per hour. Normally because you have 1 or 2 people there, and with volunteering though, we find that people will dress up and have fun in that way, but also it's fun to just interact with the general public as they're coming in.
And Raymer says they are looking for as many volunteers as possible. You can apply on the Salvation Army's website. Of course, you shouldn't be speeding around school zones, but months after the state started sending out speeding violations, people are still saying they didn't know about this change.
Right. Our State House reporter Abby Kasoris breaks down the steps Georgia state lawmakers are looking at next.
In school zones across the state and here in Gwinnett County, you'll see signs like this one, along with a security camera. If you're caught going 10 miles per hour over the speed limit, you could get a ticket from officers. Or the camera could take a photo and send a ticket to you in the mail.
The biggest concern a lot of people have, and this is going to be used just to generate revenue all the time.
Representative Clint Crow says there's some confusion in his rural district about the new school speeding cameras, penalizing drivers well after school time. State lawmakers are looking for ways to make sure the cameras are doing what they set out to do.
They're issuing speeding tickets, or speeding citations rather, at 10 o'clock at night, at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Representative Jay Collins is presenting what he calls a cleanup bill, adding more requirements for the departments collecting money on citations, only when lights are flashing, adding citation times before and after school.
There's one goal, and that is to save lives, prevention.
Former director of the Georgia Office of Highway Safety, Bob Dallas, performed a 5-day speed study around one school. His cameras caught more than 300,000 traffic violations. He says adding more signage and informing more people reduced violations by 94%. The bill got overwhelming support in the House before getting stalled in the Senate. Representative Collins says he plans to reintroduce the bill in January. In Duluth, I'm Abby Kasouris.
More and more in Augusta. Special cameras are also helping authorities keep you safe. Just ahead, we'll break down how. Riley?
Well, we are looking to stay dry Wednesday and Thursday, but our next front bringing the chance possibly for a few thunderstorms by Friday. We'll have that full forecast coming up.
Time and temp.
Right now, we are excited to announce that the Medicare Specialist is now 64 Insurance Group. And while we've expanded our portfolio to include other health insurance products, we are still your go-to for all things Medicare. Don't wait until you're 65 to call. Are64.com.
Travel?
Fix it.
What if you could design the perfect furniture store?
That's easy. First, you'd have a low price guarantee so every single customer knows they're getting a great deal.
And as great as the online prices?
Even better.
Then you add a great selection of quality furniture.
Personalized service.
Lots of customizable options.
And your own free designer.
Ooh, I like that.
Good, because our family name is proudly on it.
Is Weinberger's the perfect furniture store?
Yes, it is.
Create your best.
Hey, Jill, what's the matter?
Man, this name change is stressing me out.
Everyone will know we still specialize in Medicare.
Yeah, I know that. What about this?
Are64.com.
Welcome back. A beautiful view down these past Friday. Thanks, Riley. You might have seen cameras at busy intersections in Augusta with little solar panels on top. Those aren't just traffic cameras, they're flock cameras meant to assist local law enforcement with keeping you safe.
And with their success, the Richmond County Sheriff's Office is on the prowl for more. Our Hallie Turner explains.
With deputy shortages, eyes in the sky are making up for officers on the payroll.
The cameras have been a godsend.
Chief Clayton says the flock cameras are helping them stretch their resources farther.
As far as all the deputies, we don't want them running around chasing their tail. We want them to be able to catch bad guys. And that's what these license plate reading cameras with these advanced analytics.
Since installing the flock cameras in 2021, Clayton says it's helped them recover 126 stolen vehicles, solve 11 hit and runs, 5 of those fatal, and piece together what happened in 3 murders. It's also helped them solve 3 armed robberies and find about a dozen people with active warrants.
With the analytics, really help us. And let's say it doesn't have a tag, but it has some kind of other thing on the car that makes it identifiable. We're able to put a filter in there, and we're able to search around for those cars. We have them on all the hotspot locations throughout the county.
Right now, there are nearly 170 of these cameras across the city, and they're adding 50 more.
We've got a grant. We're still waiting on the money for it for the additional 50 cameras, and we already are in the procurement phase for the downtown camera program.
He's talking about these white cameras you see on the traffic lights downtown.
In addition to those kind of cameras, we'll have the other cameras that'll have things like shot spotter on them, like if there's gunshots, and we'll put those in areas where we've had people doing aggravated assaults in the past.
He says it's a game changer for catching criminals in Richmond County.
Planting the seeds right now for the future, and in 10 or 15 years, the capabilities of cameras, it's going to be hard to be a criminal.
All right, thanks, Hallie. Happening.
What would you do if you saw Bigfoot? You'd grab your phone to take video, right? But would you be fast enough? I'm Jamie Tucker coming up with a shortcut for any phone on how to record video quickly.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group.
Sometimes we see something that, we want to record on our phones quickly, right? But it can take precious seconds to open your phone, go to the camera app, and hit record.
Absolutely. In the wake of a viral video showing a possible sighting of Bigfoot, our consumer tech reporter Jamie Tucker shows us a shortcut to get the camera rolling even faster.
What the Tech, sponsored by Augusta Preparatory Day School.
This is just Bigfoot, of course, but there are a lot of things that happen every day that we wish we had video of. But you have to unlock your phone, find a camera icon, tap it, find video, and hit record. If you're not fast enough, you can go from having a viral video to just a story to tell. By now, you may have seen this smartphone video from a train passenger in Colorado, capturing a few seconds of what may or may not have been Bigfoot. Most of us might have missed it altogether because we were trying to open the camera app. Well, iPhone has a feature called Quick Take that eliminates a couple of steps to get the camera rolling quickly. Even if the phone is locked, you don't need to use Face ID or a passcode to unlock it. At the bottom of the screen is a camera icon you can hard press to open the camera. Even easier, just swiping left on the locked screen. It will open the camera in the shooting mode you used last. So if it's in photo mode, you can swipe to video or hold the shutter button down. This will start recording video. If you want to continue recording but remove your finger from the screen, drag the red shutter button to the circle to lock it. Now, you may know you can snap a photo by clicking a volume button, but you can also record video this way. If you hold down the volume button, you won't need to tap any icon or even look for something on the screen. In fact, anytime you have a camera app open, even in photo mode, holding down the volume button will start recording video. And if you do run across Bigfoot or something else you want to share, do this. Don't shoot it in portrait mode. Shoot it in landscape. It's going to look a lot better on TV. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker.
All right, thanks for those great tips, Jamie. We are looking at beautiful weather over the next couple of days, but by Friday, we are looking at our next chance for not only rain, but possibly a few thunderstorms. Now look at the forecast just after the break. After a car wreck. Welcome back. A live view from our Thermodam cam looking down the Thermodam and over Clarksville Lake. A beautiful afternoon. We got less wind than yesterday, so not quite as choppy. And tomorrow the lake should look completely like glass. We are not expecting much wind at all Wednesday as high pressure just sits right on top of us. That high pressure is going to bring us another nice lake day tomorrow. Clear skies, lots of sunshine in store Wednesday with very similar temperatures. Now, if you are hitting the links tomorrow, that early tea time is going to be chilly. We are expecting early temps around 7 a.m. to be near 40 degrees. Luckily, we will hang on to plenty of sun throughout the day, so temperatures will be able to warm up upper 60s to low 70s again tomorrow afternoon. So I would say later into the day is going to feel a little bit better for you. Early tomorrow morning, maybe a little bit chilly to be outside. But here's a look at our hour-by-hour forecast. We have clear skies, so good conditions. A really cool off tonight. We'll wake up in the 40s early tomorrow. Afternoon highs near 70 degrees. And not expecting much of a wind. Now, as we head to Thursday, that's when our wind direction picks up a little bit more on the southwest, so that will bring us a little bit more cloud cover and also slightly more higher temperatures as well into the mid-70s, and then the rain moves in by Friday. Now, the timing of this rain is still in question, so make sure you are keeping it here for those updates the next couple of days.
All right, we sure will. Thanks for that, Riley. And thanks for joining us for News 12 Live at 5. News 12 at 6 o'clock. Get started in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.